If you made 50 comments a day on different posts, strategically, right? It's not social media, it's business media. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Steve Holbrook. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Fired up to be here today. Today we are talking about how to grow your Instagram following organically. Listen, if you're somebody that has a message, or you want to add some value, or you think you have something to contribute, and you're willing to be patient, and you understand that it's a long-term game, and you're more interested in building a brand than an overnight hack on growing followers, then this video is for you. And I'm super excited to share these next points with you. Listen, just before I get into it though, if you like today's episode, please like it, please share it, please comment, please give it some love. It really helps, and I love the feedback because it tells me what YouTube video I should make next. I get tons of DMs every single week from a ton of you, and one of the number one questions you ask is, how do I grow my Instagram following? Is it too late to get on Instagram? Here's some tips that are gonna help you understand how to do it. Look, before I get into my tips though, I wanna tell you one thing. There's 3 reasons that people are gonna follow you. They're gonna follow you because you're consistent, because you're engaging, because you're relevant. Before I move forward, you need to understand that you have to have those things. That's 3 things that you need to have, right? And those are 3 reasons why people will follow you. And if you don't have one of those 3 things or all those 3 things, I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be super hard. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, clean up your profile page. Your Instagram bio or Instagram profile page is your new website. So if I go to check you out, it should be organized. It should represent who you are. I should be able to take a look at it, click on a few videos, right? Follow a few links and get a pretty good idea of what you represent. In the beginning, I see a mistake that a lot of people make. In the beginning, people say, you know what? I'm gonna use my Instagram account to start a business. So they go and they delete all their pictures. All their pictures. I don't think deleting all your pictures is the right idea unless you have some pictures on there that aren't really appropriate. Okay, so here's what I did in the beginning. Because I didn't want to be the kind of person that it looked like I just started in business today. I wanted people to know that I have a track record, and I think it's good to show some growth over time, and that's what I used to look like 2 years ago. As long as there's nothing on there that's going to be offensive. So here's what I did. For every 1 new post that I made, I deleted 3 old posts that weren't exactly in line with who I was as a person. So if let's say I already had 100 posts up. I posted my 101st, and then I deleted 3 from the beginning, somewhere in the beginning, and I started with the most controversial pictures first, with the things that I thought might resonate the least with my new identity, with my new look brand. Okay, so that's number 1, is clean up your profile page. Number 2, write captions that add depth to your page. My clients and my partners, they find me. They find me, and I'm always looking for ways to add value in multiple ways through my Instagram page. Okay, because remember, your captions are a window into who you are. We're not just gonna learn enough about you by a picture, or by a 60-second video, or by a few 15-second clips. Instagram allows you to write a caption, and you should take advantage of it. There's a lot of people that make a living writing a blog on Instagram, using Instagram to blog, so you should write some captions. It should take you some time to think those out, but you can pre-plan them ahead. You can write them on your phone on Sunday for the 4 or 5 days coming up, and then you can post them to the particular video or picture that you want to attach it to. But write captions. You know, I talked about it in my first point, but in 2010, if you and I met for business, I'd send you to my website, because in 2010, that's really all I was using. And my website was supposed to tell you a little bit about what I did. But you know what? Instead of sending you to my website now, I'll send you to my Instagram profile, because you don't care what I know until you know who I am. You need to learn to get to know me a little bit before you open up, before my message will resonate with you. A bunch of you guys watching this YouTube video found me through Instagram, right? Like the brand. And now you're following me on YouTube. So powerful. So write captions that have depth. Number 3 is change up the hashtags. When I first started using Instagram, I was playing around a lot with the hashtags. You know, I used to cut and paste the same ones over and over and over and over again. I used to just go to an app and get the most used hashtags in the world and then post those to every picture. But I've learned over the years that there's a strategy to using hashtags. Now, nobody has the perfect hack for hashtags. I'll literally use the same hashtags 2 days in a row. I'll post at the same time every day around 8:30 Mountain Time, and one picture might hit and it takes off and it adds an extra 20, 30,000 on the reach through hashtags. And then the next day, the same post, no reach at all, literally 2 or 3. So it really just depends a lot on the algorithm and the time you post as well. But hashtags do help. So when I use hashtags, I generally like to stick to between 11 and 30 hashtags. You can't do more than 30 hashtags on a post, or else Instagram won't allow you to post it. So anywhere from 11 to 30 I prefer. I like to use small, medium, and large style hashtags. This is what I refer to them as, small, medium, large. So I start with the small ones. I like to use 3 or 4 hashtags that are niche specific. So if I'm working with tools, or I'm working in the yard, or I'm giving a speech about something specific, or about love or connection or significance, I'll do some hashtags that are very, very specific to what I'm speaking about. Again, about 4 or 5. Then I'll use some medium style hashtags, which might be location specific, right? So I live in Calgary, the airport code is YYC, so I might do hashtag Calgary YYC. So it narrows the audience a little bit, but it's still pretty broad. There's a million people that live here in Calgary. And then I'll use large scale hashtags, and those are things like hashtag business, entrepreneur, right? You might use boss babe. So those are going out to a massive amount of people. So I like to use the small, medium, and large approach with hashtags. Now, here's a trick. On my phone, I use my notes, and I'm always adding hashtags. I'm putting them in sections so that as soon as I make my post, I can go to notes, I can cut, and I can paste the hashtags in the first comment. Another thing that I do with hashtags that I notice a lot of people don't is I always use the hashtag Holbrook's World. Hashtag Holbrook's World. It's kind of cool because you can go and you can follow the hashtag Holbrook's World, and all of my posts will show up in that feed. I think it's just a cool tradition that you can start, where you start using a hashtag and then your username on every post. It's another way that people are going to be able to find you long term. Remember, this is a long-term game. My 4th point, create community engagement. You know, Instagram rewards people that create community engagement, right? The algorithm favors posts that have people communicating amongst each other, right? You're communicating with these people. So it's really important, if you want to increase your organic reach, that when you make a post, at the end of the caption, a lot of times I like to ask a question. I like to instruct them to tag a few people that they know. When people are commenting, I'll like their comment, I'll reply, hey, thanks for the reply, and then I'll reply again to their first comment. I'll say, hey, what's your thoughts on this? Or, hey, I love your philosophy. Where did you come up with that? Or, hey, that's an interesting question. What makes you think that? And then I'm engaging them on their comments, and then sometimes on one comment, there'll be 10, 15, 20 different users, right? Different followers communicating with each other. And that really, really favors the algorithm. So just really make sure that you're focused on creating community engagement. Again, if you're thinking long-term and you want organic growth and you want to build your brand on Instagram, you need to do that. And my 5th and my last point is comment or engage with 50 posts a day. Now you got to get your name out there. You have to get your name out there. If this was the equivalent of sales, you got to knock on 50 doors a day. You have to cold call 50 people a day. Only now you get to do it from the comfort of your office or your chair or your couch or your bathtub or wherever you check Instagram. I mean, you can check it anywhere. You could be commenting on other people's posts anywhere, but it's a numbers game. You should be commenting on relevant posts. You should be following people that are relevant in your space, right? I like to comment on people's posts who have similar followers to whom I want to attract. So I'll go and make a few comments on those people's posts. If you made 50 comments a day on different posts, strategically, right? It's not social media, it's business media. If you made 50 comments a day for 30 days, that's 1,500 comments. It's a numbers game at that point. What's going to happen is you're going to start to track people to your page. So when you're commenting on people's posts, right, once in a while, they're going to click on your name and they're going to go to your profile page, which brings us back to point 1. What's your profile page look like? Is it relevant? Do you have a message? Is it engaging? So it all connects. So now you're getting yourself out there. You're doing the work, right? You built the foundation. You built the profile page. You're posting relevant material, right? You're creating community engagement. You're doing all the right things. Now you have to go and get it. You have to go out and get it. You have to do the work. It's not going to happen overnight, and you don't need it to be easy. You just need it to be possible. And I'm telling you right now that if you follow those 5 points that I just gave you, it's 100% possible to grow your organic reach on Instagram in 2020. So thanks guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here. Please comment, please like, please share, and we will continue to post videos that are relevant to all the questions that you have. Have a great day.